Hi, this is Linda
And this is Leslie.
with Let's Talk.
Hey, Linda, let's talk, my friend.
So, Leslie, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Have anyone ever impacted you?
Ooh, that's a loaded question, Linda. And there have been a lot of instances of people who have positively impacted my life and negatively, but I want to just talk about the positive. And when you said that, my mind went back to, because both of us can relate, my mind went back to being in school. As a kid, and I can remember those teachers by name, and I can remember them by the year that I had them. Third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, seventh grade teachers. I can remember all of their names except for my third grade teacher.
Wow.
But each one of them had an impact on me in a way that I can still remember to this day. One person in particular, and I loved all of these teachers, but one that just comes to mind was a teacher by the name of Virginia Johnson. She was my fifth grade teacher. She was gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. She wore stilettos. Her hair was always gorgeous. She dressed so pretty. I never remember her wearing jeans or tennis shoes or anything like that. She always wore heels. She had beautiful makeup on. I don't remember anything she taught me. I just remember how she made me feel. And I think that there's a saying that says people don't remember so much what you said, but they remember how you made them feel.
Yeah.
And I can say that wholeheartedly about each one of these people, outside of the home life, outside of the immediate circle of friends, these teachers have made an impact on my life that I believe has transformed me into the person that I am today. And I can say that because I'm a teacher, as you know, and this year I've been working with the little ones, which are the preschoolers, and absolutely love all of the kids I have been privileged to have in my corner. And I had one little girl tell me just the other day, we were coming up the steps. She said, "Teacher," I said, "Yes, I love you." I said, "I love you too." And and I got to tell you this, every morning when I start my lesson, I always say, because the kids like to come up and give you a hug and interrupt you while you're in your profound, deep lesson. So to alleviate that, I start the day off with giving them a hug. So, when we get down on the carpet, we're doing our reading and all that kind of stuff. I say, "Okay, it's time for teacher to give you a hug." So I go and give everybody a hug them, say, "I love you, I love you, I love you with all my heart. I love you with all my heart." And then I get up and they go and greet the other teacher. And I say, "Go give so-and-so a hug, go give so-and-so a hug." Then when they get down, we all get ready to start our day. Well, just for her to just come out of the blue, "Teacher, I love you." I said, "I love you too." That is what it's all about. That's what it's all about. It's about making an impact on someone's life. And I believe can be felt throughout eternity, because here I'm 50 something years old and I can still remember my elementary teachers that have made such an impact on my life that it will follow me until old age.
That is true.
So, or older age, so to speak. But yeah, Linda, it's about making an impact on people's lives. And I think we have to be very thankful for those who have done those things in our lives. What about you, Linda? Have you had anybody to make such an impact that you can still remember?
There's a lot of people, a lot of people that made an impact in my life. And I always say right away, I could think of four, and it's two of my aunts and two of my uncles that made a dramatic impact in my life growing up, and just being there for me during different things in my life. And there's certain songs that comes on that breaks my heart. Like it just makes me think of them in a way that it just everything has to stop, because it's so like you have to honor them at that moment. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know. And then there's certain times I do something and I might talk to my cousins, which is their parents, that passed away. And I go, you know, I hope I make, you know, your parents proud. And they're like, or their spouse, and they'll go, yeah, you did. And it's like, because I know they put so much time and energy in me.
Mhm.
You know, I use the example always of my cousin, my uncle that lived in Chicago, that there was no call waiting or anything. I just pick up the phone, call, and say, I'm on my way. I don't ask, are you busy? I don't ask where you're going.
Wow.
You know, and I
Wow.
always did that. And I had, you know, an aunt like that as well. You know, I had her house keys. I just come on in and make myself at home,
Wow.
you know? And
Wow.
then I had an uncle that just was there, just praying for me and different, you know, it's just the different people, you
Yeah.
know. And then when you said teachers, so many flashed in my head. It's funny, you know, the first teacher, and I don't remember what grade it is, but it was the word for football is called skin, and it was on a test. And I remember in our whole class, because of where we were raised, that's also a food, you know, pigskin. And the answer was football, but one of the choices was food, and everyone in the class chose food for pigskin, but the answer was football. And I remember she took the time to educate us and teach us, got off the subject and say, I noticed all you guys got this question. It was like maybe two other ones. This one wrong, this one wrong. And she wanted to be in our world. Why did you guys pick food? Like, she never heard of pig skins before, you know? And we're like, oh yeah, you can have a hot sauce and you can have it, you know? And the neat thing is, I remember the next day, almost everybody in class brought her a bag of pig skin.
Oh, wow.
She was like, oh, you know, like, we knew we blessed her and we didn't even plan it. It's just she took so much time with us to be in our world.
Wow.
We want to give her more,
Wow. I
you know.
love that. I
So
love
it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of different ones, but that's the one that sticks out the most, you know. So, but
I
you know
love
what?
it.
There's one thing you said that I never thought of. When I asked you the question, you said negative or positive. I never thought of positive, I mean, negative. And when you say that, I can actually think one teacher that was negative. I remember it was career day and what you want to be. And she would tell the student, no, you think of something else. You know, and I was kind of like, I never heard a grown up did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that was her last year there. Yes. But I remember in high school, it was like, you know, like she would tell you, no, thank you, no, you know, and she did that to me. And it's like,
Wow.
you know, of just crushing you like that. And I
Yeah.
never thought of negative and positive. I know we talked about it before. We want to be that positive person in each other's lives, but I never
Yeah.
really thought about a negative memory that stays in our bank. And we do have a lot from different things that people don't even like. She don't even realize she was doing.
And you don't realize that you're doing that. And you know, um, just when you said that, my mind went to, and I second grade. Again, I drew this picture and I thought it was the best picture. And my teacher took that picture and she put it in the drawer. And that was it. It just crushed me as a child. And when I became a teacher, I said, I'm not going to be that teacher.
Mm,
I don't want to be that teacher. Now, intentionally, I don't want to be. I
right.
may have been, you know, not knowing, but I did not want to be the one that impacts a child negatively, that, you know, that they're crushed. And you know, just recently, and I think it's just the Lord, I just really, it's an honor. But I had a parent, it's so funny. A phone number came up on my phone and I didn't answer it. So, because it was a number I didn't recognize, but I thought it was my sister calling me from her job. So I called the number back. I was like, girl, I'm quitting this, blah, blah, blah. I was talking about something separate. And so she was like, the person on the end was like, excuse me? I said, yeah, girl, I'm not going to do this, blah, blah, blah. And she said, Miss Bracero? I'm like, oh, yes, yes. You know, I had to change my voice. I was all casual and then I became professional. And I said, and who is this? She said, this is so-and-so's mother. I've been trying to get a hold of you. I was like, oh my goodness, hi, so nice to hear from you. But she said her child who has been out of my classroom for 2 years now, said, can you please find my old teacher's phone number? I want to talk to her.
Oh.
That almost made me cry, because I said, see, this is what it's all about. And I really believe it was just the Lord reminding me, Leslie, you're doing what I called you to do.
Mhm.
You know, he just wanted to talk to me, and he's been out of my class for 2 years now.
Wow.
As soon as I talked to him, you could just sense the whatever, just calm down.
Mhm.
I said, you got to remember, you're a big boy. You're so smart. You have a bright future ahead of you. You're going to be somebody special. You listen to your teacher. Okay. Okay. That's all it was. But somebody did that for me. Somebody did that for me. You know, so we got to remember, Linda, and I'm just really kind of just a little overwhelmed right now with emotions, but our lives are a testament to somebody else,
Mhm.
whether good or bad. So let's try to be that one to bring the light. And like our last episode, you had mentioned, you said, we are medicine for somebody. And that's so good. That's a good analogy. We are somebody's best medicine.
Mhm. And how little and simple it takes sometimes. It's
Yeah.
just, sometimes it's just listening. You don't even have to talk. You just need a sounding board, just listen.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. One other thing you said that I love is you said that you don't want to be, but then you realize, and you said you're going to try not to be.
Yeah.
And the point is, are we really trying not to be, or we're just living and going by how we feel? You know what I mean? Like, not even putting a thought on
Yeah.
who we're talking to, how we're talking to them, or trying to be in their world of the information we do have of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because what happened if nobody ever else, no one ever else, I can't say it, if no one ever said I love you but you. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, to those children, or smile around somebody. I remember hearing a story of somebody was thinking about committing suicide, and they were like, show me a sign, show me a sign. And they just said, all I want is somebody to smile just for me. And somebody hold the door open for her and smiled at her. And she chose
Wow.
not to. And she, you know, was sharing that story of, that's all I needed that day. I just needed to know that, you know, that somebody, because of whatever she was going through. And we don't know, like,
Yeah.
what my health, people, we don't know what each other is going through.
That's right.
And we don't always need to know. It's not always our
No,
business
no.
to know. But what we can still do is do that one grateful act of making them smile, making them laugh. I love making people laugh. I'll send
Yeah.
funny pictures all the time, just out
Yeah.
the blue, to make people laugh, you know, like, just doing something to do that. And watch how we say things. Watch what we say. You know, I
Yeah.
think we take our words for granted. I don't
Yes,
think
we
we
do.
realize how powerful it is. That comment you made of, go give this person a hug, or saying I love you, you know, or saying that you're special.
Yeah.
You know, we take that for granted. We
Yeah.
don't know if they never heard that before, or they're still trying to believe it in their own mind and heart of, am I special? Am I loved? Am I
Mhm.
important? And if they
Mhm.
keep hearing it from you, or you know, other people, how
Yeah.
much more, you know, I love calling everybody beautiful, because they are, you know, in some way, we are all beautiful. We are all beautiful in our own way. And we
Mhm.
take it for granted. I mean, I know who created me, and he didn't create no ugly. You know, we are all beautiful. Now,
Right.
things happen, in our attitude or how we handle things can look ugly, but that
Yeah.
doesn't mean that person is ugly, and we need to separate the two.
That's good, Linda. I like that. I like that. You know, I've kind of adopted that too when I greet people, especially like my students. Hi, beautiful. Oh, you're so beautiful. And that's conversating with you has triggered that in me to say that to not, you know, just to other people as well. And it makes a difference. You're right. You're like, hey, beautiful. And it's like they almost kind of, oh, yeah, you're right.
when you first did it to me, it was like, oh, because I didn't know what, you know what I mean? But then I
Yeah.
didn't know what to say because I'm like, wait, you took my word.
I know. I heard the pause because you were like, oh, and then you kind of tickled, you laughed. But you know what, Linda, when you said that, my mind went real quick, and I'm gonna have to share this example. We were at a women's conference at church, and the lady was talking about when Jesus went to the cross, the joy that was set before him, he endured the cross. And so she had all of us line up, and she said, I want you to see the picture of what it was for Jesus. Who did Jesus see? Who was on his mind? And so we all lined up. And so she held something in her hand and had a cover over it. She said, but you can only see it individually. So we went around, we went around, we went around, we went around. And then when it was my turn, she lifted up the veil. It was a mirror. And it was a picture of us. And I kind of laughed, like, no, I kind of did like this, like, ooh. And my sister was behind me, and she was like, because it just, you weren't expecting that. Yes. Who the joy that was set before him. We were the joy set before him. Yeah. You and I individually, and everybody else. And so it is with us in our day-to-day operation, our day-to-day life. Be that joy for somebody else. And yet we're not going to always make it right and always going to be perfect, but we can live with an intention. Hey, I'm going to put me aside so that somebody else's life can be impacted in a good way. Yeah. So back to your original question, has anybody ever made an impact on you? Yes. Yeah. And that's what it's all about. And I know you like what you heard today, because I liked it. Linda liked it. Linda always likes everything because she's just that kind of lady. She's a likable lady. And it's about life's lessons. And it's about laughter and love, because here's the thing. The ultimate goal is to make relationships that last.
Yes. Cool. Until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.